Patrick McNeil back here with you at the intermission and joined now by Cape Breton Eagles captain Zach Biggar. Zach, the club kicking off its second Quebec road trip of the season. What are your thoughts on the young season thus far for your team?
It's been good so far. We've been a little inconsistent with our play over the first month, I guess it's been, but we have lots of good signs of being a good team and lots of promise in our room. So we're looking forward to this next trip and the rest of the season.
And of course, you are the captain of the Eagles. A great moment when you were introduced as captain by your parents. Did you have any inkling that was going to happen? Just how special was that whole moment?
It was really special for sure. I didn't know my parents were going to be there. I remember walking in the office. There was a camera there, so I kind of had to feel what was going on. But it was a big shock when Louis turned the camera around and my parents were on FaceTime. Kudos to them for that. It was a great moment. I know I'll never forget that one.
It was pretty well done. It was interesting watching the video of that, talking about the responsibilities of captain and talking about wanting to be there for your teammates, even when they had things to talk about other than hockey. How seriously do you take that responsibility?
It comes with the role, but to an extent, I guess. You don't want to focus too much on everyone else and then forget about yourself. So it's a happy medium between that kind of stuff. And obviously, I'm still learning how to deal with that kind of stuff, but I think it's going well so far.
For the most part, we've seen you paired up with Breton and Schmitt, what I've been calling the Armada pair on the air, because you guys obviously played together there as well. Just tell us a little bit about that combination.
We actually live together too, so we're pretty close, me and Schmitt. Obviously, he's a really good player. He's really smart. I always know what he's going to do and where he's going to be in the ice. It helps me a lot, and I think it's the same way for him. We look forward to those matchups night in, night out. We're working to get more chemistry together and just playing better together.
You didn't live together in Boisbriand too, did you?
No, not up there.
The team has had some games they like to put behind them. It's an odd stat line because the team right now is over 500, but the goals for, goals against isn't where you want it to be. As a defensive group, what do you do? What do you talk about after a game that maybe doesn't go your way?
We had a couple that got away from us, the Moncton and the Bathurst last week. That kind of hurts the stats that you talked about, but it's just being more consistent night in, night out with the battling and the habits and the details in our game. So I think if we can string those together and get used to doing those night in, night out, no matter who we're playing, it'll help us a lot of success.
Going back to before you were with the Eagles, you had the opportunity to play U17s. I remember you talked about playing against Logan Stankoven there. Just tell us about that experience and what that meant to you.
It's really cool when you play on a national stage. I got to play in the World Junior A2 when I was 16. When you wear that maple leaf, it's a pretty remarkable feeling, and you play against guys that you see now in the NHL, and you look back, and it's crazy. It's hard to put into words, to be honest, Patty.
Time goes pretty quick, too, as well, seeing where some of these guys end up. And also, with Bathurst, you won the Gervais Munger Award for Academic Perseverance. Tell us how you think you were in that award and how important is school?
Obviously, school is very important. It's a tough schedule to do in the Q, I will say that. It's tough to have the mindset of getting school done and making sure you're on top of things, but it helps a lot when we have guys like Ryan McPherson and then support staff around here in Cape Breton. Obviously, I was in Bathurst and got that award. There was some stuff happened back home where two of my friends had passed, so it was a tough time in my life, but obviously it's there in Bathurst. They helped me get through that school stuff and stay on top of that. It was a great award to receive, and it was an honor for sure.
As well, you're on the road, but we see the day before the first game of the trip, you're having study period. How fun is that to get together with all the guys? Do you keep each other focused, or maybe sometimes is it hard to stay focused because everybody's there together?
It depends who's keeping an eye on us. For sure, it can get out of hand and get rowdy, but I think all the guys understand that we have to put it down and get a little schoolwork done because it always pays off in the end.
Growing up, the guys that had the backyard rink, how important was that for your development? How fond are those memories to look back on?
Obviously, I didn't grow up in a city or a town or anything. I was right out in the country. It wasn't a backyard rink for me. It was always just a pond down the road. We always took an axe down, see how thick the ice was. Anytime we wanted to flood it, we had a little hole we could cut out and take buckets, pour it on the ice. Obviously, that stuff is just where you learn to love the game and where you learn to shoot the puck, stick handle, skate. And that's where all the fundamentals come from. Really, you just grow your love for the game. And then obviously you go home and you watch the World Juniors or you watch the NHL and stuff like that. And it just kind of compounds on top of each other and grows. Obviously, moments like that are huge for young people's life like that and getting into hockey.
3-game goal scoring streak for you earlier this year. Just how do you try to balance producing offense and being defensively aware as well? Obviously, look very capable when you're jumping into the play.
It's definitely not something I try and force, or I'm not coming into a game saying, hey, I got to score a goal or I got to put up 2 points or anything. So just taking a chance of all the opportunities you get. I know a couple of those goals where I had reads where Cam found me backdoor and a high slot kind of thing where you just jump in and make those reads and try and get open for those skilled guys to make the plays. So obviously it's nice when you can put points up, but you got to take care of the D zone first, especially as a D-man.
Yeah, as I said, those were all really nice reads in the play and seemed like you had the ability to just open up the space. We talked about you and Breton playing in Blainville-Boisbriand. Antoine Waugh was there as well. Just how fun was that you all ended up coming over to Cape Breton and all these separate trades? It was probably just one thing after another. How neat was that to have some familiar faces coming to Cape Breton?
That was pretty cool. Fly and Pierre must have been real good friends after that Christmas break, all the calls they were making. But no, it's nice when you come to a new spot and you have a lot of familiar faces that come in with you. Obviously, it was nice coming here in Cape Breton, so I was familiar with some guys that were already here, but especially when you get some former teammates come with you, it helps the adjustment.
And another thing that probably helps is the island concentration. For whatever reason, it seems like PEI is just cranking out the QMJHLers in recent years. What do you think's going on over in the Red Rock?
I don't know. They're doing something right. It's really good to see a small place like PEI. I know when I was coming up, we were starting to get on the rise, but it wasn't impressive by any means, I guess, from some standards compared to other provinces. We're putting out guys now, and it's great to see.
Your fifth year of junior hockey, fourth year of major junior, you had the year junior A, which is very important to your development as well. How do you feel you've progressed as a player in those 5 years?
It's been a journey for sure. There's been a lot of ups and downs. It's really hard to say how much I've gotten better at different aspects of my game. Every year has been a different challenge I've found, where you go from a really good team in Bathurst. We go to Blainville. We're supposed to have a really good team. It didn't work out. We come to Cape and we're still kind of in that rebuild. And here we are now where we have expectations this year and we want to exceed those, obviously, but it comes to details and stuff that you talked about. I feel like I've progressed really good as a player and more importantly as a person.
Adjustment too, the new coach going into this year, Louis Robitaille, how do you think that's gone so far? Obviously, he's probably still trying to put the pieces together as well.
I think it's been really good so far. I think all the guys really enjoy Louis' presence and the way he coaches and his mentality towards the game. He's always got something to teach us every practice, every game, and we do a lot of video and a lot of teaching. I think the guys are adjusting to that a lot more, and I think it'll be good in the next few months here.
Your 20-year-old season, do you think about what comes next, or how do you try to block that out if that's the way you want to go?
It's tough to say, to be honest. I don't want to throw anything out there. You just kind of see what happens. Try and put your best foot forward at each game every day and come to the rink and just see what happens. You never know.
Pros of the dream, but take it as it comes?
Yeah, exactly. It's always a plan B.
Very good philosophy to have. Well, great to hear from you again, Zach. Best of luck the rest of the season. Thanks for this.
Thanks, Patty.
That is Cape Breton Eagles captain Zach Biggar joining us at the intermission. You're listening to Celtic Kubota, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.